Hello YouTube, Flightsimguy here. I've been spending some time with Xtremeprototype's Lear 25D, and I made a bunch of flights. Went from Oklahoma City to Kansas City, from Kansas City to St. Louis, and from St. Louis to Indianapolis. What you're watching is the landing that I made at Kansas City. This is FSX Steam. And I'm only going to show the landing. I really botched the fire up takeoff and climb to cruise. Whenever I start a new aircraft, I make all sorts of mistakes the first couple of times, but subsequent flights I get better. So we're coming in here, and you know, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't feel too bad in Steam. So really like it. Now let's talk about this plane. Very expensive, costs about $50, but this is the best Learjet on the market, definitely. Looks good, feels good, sounds fantastic. I'd say about 95% of the cockpit is modeled. Only problem is this throttle management. It is so easy to either stall or overspeed. And this coming into this landing was very, very windy, so let's go ahead. Take a look at the short final. It's been very windy here the past couple of days in the Midwest. Strong gusts, strong winds coming up from the south. So all three of these flights, except perhaps the last one going into Indianapolis, had to deal with a lot of wind and a lot of turbulence. But hey, it made the flight a lot more interesting and a lot more fun. Now, this is an old plane. The Lear 25D goes back to the 60s. There is no flight management computer. There is no INS or anything like that. You have to fly this old school, VOR to VOR, and it is a lot more engaging. This plane is a lot of fun to fly, primarily because you're always doing stuff. You're always computing, always checking, and you're always interacting with all aspects of the cockpit. This plane is a lot of fun to fly. That GPS, you could use that for nav. Just go ahead and set the switch from nav to GPS, and then engage nav. But the truth of the fact is that GPS is useless. The range button doesn't work properly. Whether you try to zoom out or zoom in, it only goes in. It only zooms in. So your GPS on that plane is essentially useless. Alright, I think this one, I'm coming in from Kansas City to St. Louis, and this time I'm in P3D. Now, as you can see, my yoke is invisible. To make a long story short, this plane has an issue with P3D. You have to make a config file change. But my P3D is such that it doesn't remember its configuration settings. So I'm rolling the dice whenever I load this plane. Either it works or it doesn't. And when I say works, what I mean is, you know, all the lines and everything flashing. In this case, I didn't have any flashing lines. I just had an invisible yoke, which is very handy because the yoke blocks a couple things that you need to see. Now this plane, two problems. Number one, I can't see my trim settings. I can see a little thing that shows you, you know, how far the trim is relative to the stabilizer, but it doesn't actually give you a number. So computing your trim setting for takeoff is a roll of the dice, and your throttles are a pain. Either you're going too fast and you're overspeeding, or you are slowing down and you're getting into stall range. The good news is you have that angle of attack indicator, which is always telling you how close you are to stall. So yeah, this plane makes you appreciate the auto throttle. Another windy day, bouncing around everywhere, but this was a much better flight. I much prefer to use P3D. Everything looks better, and I'm getting decent frames now. So, all right, let's go ahead and check out this landing. Let's see how we're doing. don't know about you guys, man, but I think that's as good as it gets for a small plane like this. Wind gust 35 knots. Well, that's the best I could handle. And the last flight was from St. Louis to Indianapolis. I tried to do that in P3D, but that one didn't work. So I had to fall back to FSX team. And this time around, the winds were a lot more cooperative. So yeah, this plane is a lot of fun to fly. And you know, I'm going to be taking a step back as far as a step back in technology. I've been having so much fun flying this plane using old school navigation. And with the L1011, which is the next plane I'm going towards, or the next plane I'm going to start flying, you can either navigate VOR to VOR, or you can use the INS system in there, but I need to train myself on how to enter waypoints. From what I heard, there is no one good video that shows how to set that thing up, so I'm going to be spending some time learning that. And the L1011, the Captain Sim L1011, from what I understand, it's a handful to fly. I mean, if you think about it, these planes are hard enough as it is. You're the one pilot. They're study sims or close to study sims. It's just you don't have a co-pilot. With the L1011, there's a damn flight engineer station you have to deal with. So that should be very interesting as well.
Runway taxi right. Cleared to land. Runway taxi right. World travel 6911.
Now this is what an ILS approach is supposed to look like, without all the wind throwing you all over the place. I was getting used to the windy landings. This one seemed a lot more artificial, kind of, sort of. But when you get the spring weather in the Midwest, weather's very volatile, clouds and everything, and with these good weather add-ons, this time of year is a perfect time to do a lot of simming. Really challenges your skills. It's supposed to be getting a lot more precipitation later today, so I think what I'm going to do is I can either take this. I'm in Indianapolis now, so I can just go ahead and hop over to Columbus. I can either use this or the Mad Dog. Probably do one more flight just to take advantage of the fun weather, and then move on to the L1011. Alright, let's see what this landing has to offer.
Learjet 463 Papa, cleared to land. Runway taxi right. All under about 8321 on short final. Cleared to land.
Now I don't know if the real Learjet does this, but for this plane, if you come in properly, you have a nice long runway, and you land where you're supposed to land, you don't need to use reverse thrust, you don't need to use excessive braking. For the most part, in my case, I just let it coast and it slows down by itself without any significant thrust reversals or anything else. I'm pretty sure the real plane doesn't do that. I just thought that was interesting. And that's it. 3 flights, 3 landings. Really enjoy putting these together. It's the one part of the flight that we all work for, right? The landings. So why not indulge? Alright, I think that's it. Let me just go ahead and pull off here to the right. And we'll go ahead and call it a day. Thank you very much for joining me in the cockpit for these 3 landings. My name is Flightsimguy. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.